guys? Welcome to another episode of the Mike and Jay Show. Happy New Year, guys. We've not been here since last year, have we?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. No, we
No,
haven't.
no. Anyway, hope everyone's keeping safe. I know we're still in the middle of a pandemic, but we're all good. We're happy, we're smiling, we're eating, isn't it?
I'm drinking.
That's right.
Nice, nice.
Cheers.
First of all, we have a special guest, Shade and Romel, right? Romel.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
How's it been for you guys?
It's been all right.
It's been good. It's been really good, man.
You guys look exciting, right? What's going on? What's the secret?
Very excited.
Life.
We're always like this, you know. We're always excited, you know. We're two people that believe in gratitude, you know. So we always have a kind of gratitude.
I love that positive. I love that. Thanks, guys. And also, I have my miserable boy here, Jay. What's up, Jay?
What's good? Chilling, brother. Chilling. Mike and Jay Show. Keep it moving, man. You know what I mean?
Nice. Anyway, let's go straight to the point. Jay, what have you got for me today?
All right. I'm Shadi and Robert. Do you guys want to introduce your pod real quick before we start?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The name of our channel on YouTube is Not Enough. Basically, it's a talk show with a couple about a couple of things, you know, like just everything, relationship, life, like anything you can literally tackle.
Spirituality, anything, you know.
Food.
That's one
Food. Oh, okay.
And it's on YouTube. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at KNOT.enough.
That's right.
All right.
Good.
I like it.
Nice.
All right. So today in the Mike and Jay Show, and thanks for joining us, guys. So we'll be discussing one of our agony series in this agony episode. So this came in actually via Facebook. I'll read it quickly, right? And let me know if you guys can hear me. Okay, check this out. My partner has been taking sexy pictures on her phone. I know I shouldn't have, but I got suspicious and looked through her phone. I confronted her with this, and she informed me that she was selling these online and getting paid for it. Now, due to the current situations and me not in employment at the moment, she has been the breadwinner in the family. Some of these pictures are really sexy and dirty, and I'm torn on the issue. Please help. So, did you guys catch that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite straightforward. It's quite straightforward.
Okay, what do you think about that? Advice?
The advice I would give to them is I wouldn't say she's wrong. There's no wrong or right, but what I would say, they need to speak to each other. And he, as a man within himself, if he's confident within himself, he would speak to her. And they just need to come to a common ground of understanding. Because in my opinion, I'm not saying what she's doing is wrong. It's not me. It's not our place to judge, because she's bringing in the food at the moment, right? So from a neutral perspective, I think they should speak about it and try to come to understanding and see where they go. He can make a decision. Well, I'm not happy with this, and he can go his separate ways. They come to a decision where he can go his separate ways, or she can say, well, okay, probably if you get a job or something like this, you can help out. I would need to do this. You know what I mean? Because times are hard right now, the current pandemic, as you see. So I think it's coming to understanding. That's what I would do. I wouldn't put a judgment on the situation. So I think they should speak about it and come to a common ground of understanding.
But let me come in real quick before we move forward. This is happening already, so you were not aware. You saw those pictures. So what would be your first reaction? Let's be honest.
If you don't know anything about it and you just saw them sexy pictures in your girlfriend's phone, what would you say?
Honestly, on a real like me, I'm the type of guy. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm really understanding with things. So there's behind every action there's something that causes people to act a certain way. This is my belief.
So is it because
even if I see those pictures, I would still ask her about it. You understand? I would still come to. I wouldn't feel. I'm the type of guy. I would not feel. I wouldn't feel threatened. That's just me. I would. A lot of men, but me personally.
Shade, what's your opinion?
Okay, if I saw sexy pictures of my guy in his phone, I'm gonna have a problem with this. It depends on how sexy he is.
Like like I'm thinking like sexy, like posing with flower in his mouth like that. You know what I'm saying?
It better be. You know what? If he posts pictures to make money on it, I don't know if I'll be okay with it or not. It depends on the situation. But once he puts it online, he's still got to send it to my phone too. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't be knowing about the sexy pictures that are in your phone that I just don't know about. No, sorry. But for me, I think the current pandemic has everyone just reevaluating things, and it's not as easy to get a job in like wherever you can go. A lot of people are doing things in their houses, on their phones, on the internet. You get what I'm saying? And we're not here to judge anybody because people got to live. But at the same time, I think this is a conversation they need to have way before she even starts doing anything. Whether he's gonna agree with it or not. Yeah, she needs. The best thing for her to do would have been to talk to him first, because I'm not saying I might do OnlyFans, yeah, but if I'm
it comes down to trust at the end of the day. It comes down to trust also,
Okay. So what you guys are saying, if I'm getting this right, is yes, at first you might be mad, but it's something that you would understand. And is this something that you would let fly? Like, what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from. Let's continue doing this. Or is it, I understand where you're coming from, but nah, this ain't happening. My woman ain't doing that.
The conversation goes, and if the reasons I can validate the reasons and it makes sense to me, then maybe I'd be okay with that.
But there's already a valid reason.
Yeah, the reason, that's it. The reason is, yes, I'm doing this to make money. So I'll be taking these pictures and they pay me for it. Like sometimes I'll be doing webcams and whatnot, and they pay me for it.
Okay, it depends on how much money you're talking about, Jay.
So big time.
No.
Remember, check this out, right? So check this out, right? So I'm directing this now to your guy here. So check this out, right? So she says to you, for example, like, okay, this is what I've been doing. I'm sorry, but it's been bringing in X amount of money. You see, I've been paying the bills lately because you haven't had work. It's the pandemic, and this, it's bringing in money, yeah. And then she opens a drawer, it's like all kind of sex toys and whips and everything. Like I'll be doing webcam too. Like that's how I get the extra money. So what you saying? Are you saying, well, okay, well that's cool. I understand where you're coming from. Are you saying like, nah, I wasn't doing that, man. Allow that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, where do you?
Okay, so with me, yeah, naturally, I'm a kind of freaky type of guy. So seeing those type of things, that's me naturally. Seeing those type of things, I'm not threatened by those type of things, right? My issue is, if this pandemic was to finish, I need to have a conversation with you, a one-on-one conversation with you. If this pandemic was over, what are we going to do after that? Because it's all good now. Right now, a woman and a man can't go anywhere. But I need to know after this pandemic is over that this thing comes to an end.
That's a valid point.
Because your reason for doing this is because we're in a pandemic, right?
Okay, but hold on. If my day job is bringing in like £1,000 a month and this thing is making like 10 grand, would you still tell me to finish it after the pandemic?
Fair question.
I wouldn't tell you to finish it after the pandemic. But my issue is, remember, after the pandemic, things are open back out. So this type of business is a business where it might involve physical contact after the pandemic. So I think after the pandemic, it doesn't go further than our doorstep, our front door.
But I don't think it will. Like, I think those boundaries are set from before.
No, I still need to know after this is done.
But the boundaries are set from before. That's why you have a conversation about it. But if we're making 10 grand, we're gonna.
Exactly.
But what Romel just said though, that was actually my follow-up question. My follow-up question is with this kind of jobs, once the pandemic eases up, it naturally escalates to that. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So now you've gone from pandemic gawk to walkabout gawk. And they say to listen, you make it 10 grand now, but if you start doing the escort team, you get 15 grand, you get 20.
Okay, hold on. It depends on where you're drawing your lines, yeah. Because I don't feel let me put myself in those person's shoes, yeah. If I were to go and post sexy pictures online and do whatever, which I will not do, make it that very clear, yeah. But if I were to do it, yeah, then my cut-off point is the pictures and videos online. I'm not gonna go meet strangers. I'm not gonna go, and some people may or may not. This is why you need to have the conversations before you even decide to do something like this. So the first point of instance where she just went ahead and did it and didn't tell him, like that's a big no in a relationship because you need to communicate. And these questions will this conversation will be had if they had just communicated from the get-go. But I don't think that
Okay.
just from doing this online now, it naturally escalates to escorts, and I don't think it just naturally escalates.
No, no,
to
no,
that.
no, no. The reason why I made that why I made that inference is because, well, if it's for the money, so naturally if there's more money, then naturally you would want to go for the
Do more.
escalation.
Yeah, but as if you're comfortable, a lot of people are not comfortable with escort thing.
Okay, but you know what? One thing I want to say, let me answer your question real quick in a nutshell, yeah? What happened is with this pandemic, I've noticed this as a businessman, right? This pandemic has been a blessing to a lot of people in disguise, right? Meaning that obviously what she's doing, it might be a bit degrading, but it's bringing in that bit more income. So if the pandemic was to end, right, and she's making that much income, I would be okay for her to continue only because I see it as a blessing with that extra income. That's a blessing. So even for me as a businessman, right? Because what she's doing is now a business. It's not personal with her and her man relationship. She's not cheating on him. You understand? It's not personal. This is to bring in the bread. So what I would say, baby, you're making that more income. Okay, let's continue making that more income. Because a lot of business people, the pandemic has made them greater. You understand? So continue doing what you're doing as long as we have the understanding that this is what it is. There's no cheating. There's
Okay, so you would be okay with the escort.
Okay.
So he becomes the pimp.
Jay.
So he becomes the pimp, isn't it? What's up?
No, no. I think what he said is absolutely spot on. I understand it completely. I think I will agree to some extent because if I'm in that position, I'm sorry, you're not doing that. That's me. Nah, it's not happening. If we're gonna die of hunger, then so be it. Then, do you know what I mean? I mean that just everyone has a principle. Not that I'm jealous, or whatever. Because she's not cheating to anyone, but it's just my principle, and that's his principle. He don't really. It doesn't really bother him. But to me, I just feel like, you know what, this is not me. I won't, even if I say, oh yeah, it's okay, you can do it, but deep down within myself, I know I'm lying to myself. So there's no point. I'll say, you know what, just forget about it. Stop it. I don't like it, and that's it. You know what I mean? But if she insists she want to do it, that's her own thing. She decides to do that, then it's something we might have to discuss. You know what? You want to keep doing that, or you know what I mean? Or
so
you want to stay, or you want to go. That's it. So
are you saying that you're giving her an ultimatum then? It's either us or if you want to do that, you on your own.
Yeah, because if I want to do that, I mean, I have the beggars out there that do that. You can go have a relationship with those guests. But if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm thinking, well, this is my principle. Everyone have their principle. You can decide, like, you know what, I like guests that do stuff like that. Those are my type. I don't mind. But me personal, my girl.
So basically, you don't want your woman busting it online for the money.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I think at the same time, it's privacy as well. So it's very unique.
So basically, you're not jealous, but you're just not comfortable with your woman doing that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I just think as a privacy, I just think I won't encourage her to do that. Not at all.
You
not
won't
for the
want
money.
your bits all over the internet.
Sorry?
You won't want your woman's bits all over the internet.
Do you know the funny thing, yeah? In regards to that, I don't really mind. If you want to say, oh yeah, there's a camera looking at us now, like me naked or whatever, I do not care. I honestly do not care because that's just happening on its own without it's out of my control, right? But if I know something's happening, I know this is what she's doing and she told me this, or I see it, I just like, let's say, I don't like it. I'm not comfortable with it. It's not my principle. I don't encourage it, so I won't like you to do it. Just stop. So it's not like I'm having.
Maybe that's why the person that asked the question, that's why she probably kept it a secret, because obviously the pandemic, I'm not working, he's not working, kids are hungry, we need to pay our bills. I'm going to do this, whether he likes it or not, because bills need to get paid in it. I feel like if we can just have a very open conversation with our partners to compromise, then I think there's always middle ground that we can get to. It's not either you're not doing it, it's always like
Yeah,
Let's
maybe in
pick
the
up.
middle, maybe in the middle of pandemic, then maybe the guy have to decide to go and do, do something else, look for a job or clean a job or something.
Maybe the guy needs to look for a job. How about that? Because he said he wasn't working. So how about he needs to go get a job too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Jay, if you're in that position, be honest with yourself. What will you do?
I was going to say,
no, what will you do?
Hold on. I get where it's coming from. I like the fact that you say, listen, this is my principle. The pandemic is not going to make me go against my principle. You know what I'm saying? That is my principle. Boom. But personally, I don't know if, honestly, I don't know how I would react. If I had a missus and she's like, you know what I'm saying, she's trying to bust you online, whatever, for the money. So I don't want to be a pimp, though. I mean, I don't want to be a pimp daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how I feel about that, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, because I feel like on one hand, let's be smart here, man. Like, do you want your kids and your family going hungry when you can just do this harmless and they call it for the money? That's one hand.
Yeah, but that's wait. Let me come in there, right? No. Let me before I'm gonna forget. Sorry, Jay, you're gonna come back because the problem is you say because of the pandemic, right? You say because of the pandemic, that's an issue on its own. So people get into this idea. Okay, because of this scenario, that's what we'll find ourselves, and they'll use that as an excuse. After the pandemic, something else will always come up.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? So go on.
So I was not saying, on the other hand, I don't know if I'm ready to become a pimp daddy yet. So you need to make a decision, isn't it?
Oh God, why are you a pimp daddy? Why?
Well, obviously, if the husband is saying, if the man is saying, you know what, I don't mind, let's keep doing, you know what, I'll hold the camera, let me see the amount, how much you make it now, and you need to boss it some more, make some more money. I mean, that's how it starts, isn't it? That's how it starts, man. Just slippery slope.
Man, you guys are so like, why are you guys so close-minded? I'm not saying I was, but then to be honest,
Shadi, no. You see what he said, yeah? Your partner said he was spot on, and I completely 100% agree with him, right?
Yeah.
That's his own principle. He doesn't mind, understand, but me personally, I don't.
Well, you know what? I can respect that. I can definitely respect your opinion, 100%. But I just feel like to make relationships very like, and to just give because you don't want to lose your sense of identity even if you're in a relationship. But people that have been married for 50, 60, 70 years, when I speak to them and I see them a lot in the job that I do sometimes, and we do have really, I was like, how do you guys stay married for 50 years? They're like, it's compromise. And I think the older I get, the more I'm starting to understand that it's not just about what I want or what he wants. And obviously, like, I'm listening to this question from the point of view of me having kids and me knowing that if I wasn't doing the job I'm doing, that my second job, that my kids will be hungry and we will be in a situation. So I'm trying to put myself in someone else's shoes and be logical about the situation. Not saying that it's something that I would do because I probably graft and find something else to do. Not bashing anyone's like hustle, but I think it's about communicating, because a man to say you're definitely not doing this and there's no other source of income and we can eat is not sensible to me, because someone.
No. I said. You didn't hear the last bit. I said the guy has to go, even if he look for a cleaning job, then he has to do that to provide.
Yeah, that's what I'm that. Then it's fine. Once we can eat, then the money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Also,
Sorry,
go on.
You know the reason why I said that, because in a relationship, if you put like a question mark in a relationship, right, or that's an excuse. In the near future, people are still going to use that excuse to do something else. So let's not forget that, because we don't forget, we're trying to get a balance, but at the same time, let's not forget that people will take advantage of certain things. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not, that's why I agree with what your partner said. I'm 100% with him, but at the same time, you have to put some principle in place.
So I'll tell you what, Roman. So let me play an advocate here, right? So, Roman, so let's say, for example, Shadi was doing that, right? And you're like, you know what? I understand that. I'm logical. We need money. Boom, we do it. There's a pandemic. So after the pandemic, right? So you guys made a lot of money from it, right? And Shadi's a businesswoman. She's thinking, well, why stop now if the market has opened up and I'm still getting money doing the same thing? And you said to her, listen, hang on, but we don't need to do that anymore. My business is doing well. what are we doing that for? Like, let's stop now. And she says, no. But now you've got the principle to stand on, because she's gonna be like, well, you allowed for it before when it suited you.
Exactly.
I'm the one doing this right now. I'm saying to you, I want to continue. Then, like my boy just said, that then puts the question mark, doesn't it? So what do you do in that situation? Do you allow it? Because
okay, yeah.
you
Okay, so and that's what I'm saying. So this, it's easy for me to answer that, because the first thing I was establishing is that you can do this as long as it doesn't leave this house. It doesn't leave our door. You understand? And if you wanted to make more money, if it became a thing of we're making that more income, I would say, personally, I would say continue, because obviously if she said if you're making like 10 grand and before yours are like 2 grand a month, continue, but it kind of, I need to set my boundaries. There are certain boundaries I need to set. I need to set these boundaries. Right?
So basically, continue. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So as long as the boundaries are set, that is what we're going on, because my belief in life, we are spiritual beings on our earthly journey, right? And what the other guy, the gray, what's his name? The gray
Michael.
What Mike was saying, right, is that he stood by principles. But what it is in life, what I've realized, right? Now we as human beings, we have principles, and we meet people all the time with no principles. But for his partner in the first place to respect him enough to come to him and tell him, listen, this is what we're doing, that is a woman of principle, because she still came to you and let you know this is what we're doing, this is what's feeding us, right?
No, you find that.
No, you find that. You find out.
You went to her phone and you found that she didn't tell you.
No, he found out. He went into.
Oh, so he found out. Okay.
Yeah, so he found out it was already happening. Like already, she didn't even say anything.
She didn't say nothing.
She's been busting that thing for a minute. You know what I mean?
You see what I mean?
Oh, that
Jay,
sticking.
Jay,
you know what I mean?
Jay, try and write it up, Jay. Yeah.
All right. So quickly, right? So just before I answer quickly. So I'm gonna start with you, Michael. So what's your advice for this couple? And by the way, let's just not forget here. I know we got a bit distracted here, and we forgot the main issue here, which was the issue of trust, because he went through her phone to start with. Personally, I don't think you've got any business going through anybody's phone but your phone. But we move. So what's your advice for this couple quickly?
I think Shady partner already made it clear. I think what he said is spot on.
What about you? What's your advice? Never mind what.
My advice, I think it's communication first thing. Make sure he's aware of everything before you even start. Because if I find out myself, then that's a problem. You get what I mean? So communication first. And if it's gonna ruin your relationship, I'll say no. That's it.
Okay, I'll move on to you, Shadi. I'm going to you, Shadi, first, then Romel. What's your advice for this couple, quickly?
My advice mine is definitely communication first, because there is no secrets in a relationship. And even though, like, it's one of these things where the truth has to set you free. I know it's a really old cliche saying, but if you are open and honest about what you're about from the get-go, then that person definitely knows. So something like this, I would always, first and foremost, go to my partner. There is no secret. There's no hiding the sexy photos, because that can lead to a whole nother level of mistrust, and that's not really what you want. So I would say, first and foremost, communicate. Whether you guys are on different ends of it, at the end of it, that's fine. But you need to have the conversation first before you even do anything.
So that's communication. Ramel, where are we at?
My thing is, the first principle we should be considering here is trust with both parties. The first principle, it should have be that level of trust. And to gain trust, I don't know what you need to gain trust.
30 seconds.
I don't know if trust comes first or communication, but I would say there should have been a level of trust, not from the guy, firstly from the girl, because we're human beings and we pick up on intuition, right? So his intuition would have told him to go in her phone. There would have been something that caused that. You know what I mean? So it should have been a trust situation where the woman trusted him enough in the first place to tell him. So I would say trust. They need to establish trust first and foremost.
All right. So we've got 10 seconds left. I'm going to say this to you, dear Anonymous. As everyone's just said, good communication and trust before you bust it. All right?
Absolutely.
This is the Mike and Jay show, and that's the Not Enough show. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Catch you guys soon. Take care.
No problem.
All right.